Greetings, friends. A very warm welcome to all of you. Today, once again, we are here to spend a little time together in life. I am very grateful to all of you for joining here today, for giving us this opportunity once again to spend some time together. To everyone who is currently part of this live session or joining the live now, friends, today we are going to discuss some very common things. But before that, I want to check if all of you are able to connect with me right now, if you are able to connect to the live session. Please let me know if you are facing any issues with listening or watching and how the connection is. Please do let me know once through your comments. Let me know. Hello to all our dear friends, all our wonderful companions, and every one of our colleagues who will be joining us for today's special live session. Through this live broadcast, we will definitely be discussing some very important things together. But I also really want to take a moment to tell you all that at this very moment, not just within the borders of India, but across the entire globe. There is a palpable sense of security everywhere, and perhaps this reality is not always immediately visible in the routines of everyday life. But today, we will discuss how you and I can relate this to different things, where we can connect it, and these discussions will be linked to our ordinary, domestic, everyday situations. Friends, the topic of today's live session is very simple, and this topic holds different significance between two different generations, between two different age groups. On one side, there is a generation that is 40 years old or above, and they believe that all the problems that have arisen in today's times are largely due to social media. In our time, we didn't have those facilities, there were no phones, and now through social media, even the smallest children have access to the biggest things in the world, and there is no kind of control over it, no censorship, no regulation. You don't know what your child will see on that small phone you hand over to them, whether they will see something good or something bad, whether at a young age they will be exposed to violence, cruelty, or inappropriate things, or what they might hear. All control over these things has been lost. The previous generation believes that all these things are extremely dangerous, very frightening, and because of them, our current and upcoming generations are deteriorating rapidly. Friends, on the other hand, there is another generation as well, the young, the adults, those between the ages of 15 and 25, who are rapidly advancing alongside the modern and digital age. They know that even if they have to buy household items, they don't necessarily need to rely solely on their physical labor or strength. A single phone can do all that work for you, whether you need to buy medicine, visit a doctor, book a ticket to go somewhere, or reserve a flight. If you need to contact someone, even for that, unlike before, you no longer need to waste hours waiting, and all these conveniences are now available through social media as well. So today's topic is a very beautiful one, and there are many divided opinions about it. How real is the success we see on social media? Are we truly safe, or are we living in an illusion? These are questions that come up often in many discussions, and in all those conversations, there is concern and sometimes confusion about how we should view these things. This is a major accumulation, a doubtful state that we find ourselves in. Can we really stay safe in the current situation? And can we use it in the right way? It is very important for us to discuss these things. So, friends, when I discuss these 23 things with all of you, when I deliberate with you, whether it's the generation that built their lives through a lot of hard work and effort, or the generation for whom conveniences have become very easy, who can get many things while sitting at home, you could say that God the Almighty has brought us from a difficult phase, thanks to the efforts of all our hardworking people, to a situation where things have become easier, but it was not a gift. It was not a gift. It didn't happen suddenly. It's not as if yesterday we were traveling by bullock cart and overnight airplanes appeared before us, or suddenly we had access to facilities like phones or the internet or the ability to connect with the whole world. These conveniences didn't just appear out of nowhere. Millions of people worked very hard for this, and that hard work can show us how far we can go. When I discuss these things with you all, some concerning issues come to light, and there are also some things that give us signs of a very bright future that indicate we can reach a much higher state. Friends, I want to tell you one thing. Whether you worry or feel troubled, you will never be able to change what is happening or the current situation. Look, spirituality teaches you a very beautiful thing. You cannot stop the flow of time. The more you try to halt the passage of time, the more suffering you have experienced. Friends, there is one small thing that I always try to tell everyone that time has two ends, two extremes, and we only have a little knowledge about these two ends. When you were born, that was a moment when you emerged into this world. You had no idea when, at what time, how, or for what reason you were going to come into this world. You had no knowledge of anything at all. You suddenly took birth in this world at a particular moment, at a particular time. That birth, the house you were born into, the community you were born in, the circumstances or environment, whether you were born into a poor family or a rich one, all of this was not in your hands. In no way did you have any control over this. You were not asked, nor was your permission sought. And just like this, there will be another moment, a moment when it is time to leave. Even then, you will not be asked. Even at that time, no one will ask your permission. No one will ask you whether you want to go or not. No one will grant you permission to you. Friends, these are the only two events in life that are truly decisive, and neither of them is under our control. So, this mindset we have of wanting to control the countless events that happen in between these 2 points of life, spirituality seeks to distance us from this very mindset. When you can't control the two biggest events in life, why do you want to control every single event in your life so much? You won't be able to stop time. Time keeps changing. If today is the era of social media, if today is the age of modernity, if today is the digital age, if today your children have access to the whole world through a single phone, there are so many things they have at their fingertips. So, by constantly blaming this, by staying upset about it, by repeatedly worrying about it, you won't be able to change it. A wise person is one who accepts that if there is something I cannot change, something I cannot stop, then by crying over it every day, by being upset every day, by blaming and shouting every day, I'm just wasting every moment of my precious time. What can I do instead? That's what I should be thinking about. So, friends, there are 34 things on which we should reflect a little about our current situation today. The first thing is, in your current situation, are you stuck somewhere or do you feel very limited? Are you feeling blocked in some way? The second thing is the fear of change. Every single thing that will come into your life through change, what will it be like? Will it be convenient or sudden? Will it be beyond your beliefs and thinking? Will it go according to you or against you? There is always a big fear about how we will accept change, what that change will be, and whether that change will suit us or not. I want the things I believe in to be the ones that appear in my life. That's why we don't want change to happen at all. That's why we don't want change. And out of fear of change, we try to stop it. Again and again, with countless efforts and all sorts of actions, we try to stop that change by force, by using our strength, by whatever capacity we have. Whether it's in the family, in our children, or in the generations to come, we simply don't want any change to happen. The third thing is that we want to make safe decisions. We want to make decisions that are safe, that stay within our boundaries. That's why many times we don't let anyone make decisions that scare us, decisions that might push us out of our current situation, whether it's our job, our home, our family, our village or town, or even our knowledge. If someone tells us something new, something beyond what we already know, we hesitate even then. And we think that our happiness, our contentment should still come to us regardless. Friends, there is a very beautiful saying. I repeat this saying to you again and again. If you want something new in life, you have to do something new in your life. If you will never do something that you have never done before, if you never do what you have never done before, then the hope you have of getting something different will never be fulfilled. Many times I want to present these things to you in a very simple way. If you want that the same old worn out situation continues in your home every day, but in your heart you desire something new, then you will have to do something new to bring that new situation into your home. This change begins by giving yourself the freedom to accept your new circumstances in your mind and to embrace your newness in life. The same decision will always kill the possibility of your growth. The more you resist social media, newness, or the digital age, the more it will inevitably happen. But along with happening, it will also feel that much more bitter because you want to stop that change. But that time is not in your hands. Yes, but you can choose how to accept it. This should be a new question. How can you accept this new era that is coming? Friends, today, many of our children, our sons and daughters, so many of our youth friends are joining us here. Many of our loved ones are also joining us here. I always take 12 questions so that we can connect with each other on this topic. I see a question from Vansh. He asked whether staying in our comfort zone makes us feel safe. This is just an illusion that is hollowing us out from within. Vansh, you have said it very well. Our comfort zone, that is, our safe boundary, our safe circle. It will always make you feel that we are safe because our boundary is something we are familiar with. We don't know what the world outside of it is like, so we won't step out there, whether it's social media, any new field, or someone who thinks differently from our social environment. If we are from India, does that mean everyone living outside India is thinking wrongly? Have all the other species in the world not progressed? Is it only us who have progressed? And have we really progressed? Does that mean that everyone except us are bad? That all their thoughts, their education, their learning, their knowledge are worthless? They had nothing at all. Whether it's your family, your business, or your work, whatever is new, don't seek a safe zone for that newness. Don't assume that it will harm you. And Vanch made a very good point that this is just an illusion. It's a deception to think that what you know is all there is and that nothing exists beyond it. A safe zone is believing that nothing is possible beyond what you already know. But as long as creation, God, and everything that exists in this world is before us, have we truly gained complete knowledge of all these things? This is a great arrogance. Kabir Sahib says something very beautiful. He says, "A fish is thirsty in the ocean, Susum. In this world, whatever God has created, He has poured all knowledge into it, and yet we remain dissatisfied every day. Just as a fish lives in water and still says her thirst is not quenched, in the same way, you live in this world. And God has placed everything around you so that you may discover it. And yet you say that you are dissatisfied, that you are running after things, that you are not finding what you seek. Friends, let us all consider this an illusion. This is an illusion. This is that dead delusion. This is a great web of Maya before us, the web of illusion that tells us that what I know is all there is. It is very important to move beyond this, especially in today's times. And for those who truly agree with this, transformation will happen in their lives very easily. Those who agree that there is nothing beyond what they already know, such people will often endure more suffering themselves in the confusion of this coming change, and they will also cause pain to all those whom they wish to keep suppressed. My dear friends, let's take 12 more questions now. Some of our colleagues are already sharing their thoughts, and I truly hope that if you want to share something as well, it would be wonderful and great, because dialogue is a very important part of our shared knowledge and understanding. If someone asks you something or you learn something new, questions should arise within you. If questions are not arising within you and you are simply agreeing to everything with your eyes closed and hands folded in humility, even though there is no real intention inside to actually follow through on it, then you will just keep doing what you were doing before. You will not expand your boundaries because you want to avoid having to do anything new. And friends, many times I am truly astonished. So many of our associates are in the habit of folding their hands in greeting. They create an icon and repeatedly express themselves in the comments with folded hands in a gesture of respect. God has bestowed so much within you. But in order to attain something, the first thing you need is curiosity within yourself. There should be an interest, a sense of wonder, and questions should arise. It is questions that will lead you to knowledge, and it is knowledge that will help you recognize the possibilities that are becoming available to us. Friends, today I want to share a small point with you. We are talking about matters related to social media. Social media is an incredibly powerful force that in the coming years will become an absolutely essential and inseparable component of our daily lives. Even today, instead of giving traditional rattles or physical toys to calm children who are only 2 or 3 years old, parents often reflexively hand them a smartphone to show them engaging videos or other forms of digital entertainment. As a result, they become addicted to it. A child becomes addicted to any visual, any motion picture, or any visual activity when, at the age of 2 or 3, you tie them to something like this at such a young age. When, at the age of 2 or 3, you give your child a phone to keep them quiet or to play with, then that phone is giving them access to all those things without any effort. Friends, do you remember when your children were little, you would let them play, and to achieve any reward, to get any result, to win anything, they had to struggle fully. They had to complete the whole game. At that time, they would feel a sense of joy that they had built the toy, completed the game, solved the puzzle, or finished the task. That's when they would experience happiness. The effort behind achieving results is very important for the development of that child. Today, when we give a child a phone from an early age, that phone becomes the result that the child receives without any effort. Laughter, jokes, games, toys, and all sorts of videos that entertain the child. He is getting these results without putting in any effort. When you provide a child with a facility that gives them results without effort, they will expect throughout their life to get quick results without having to work hard. Whenever there is an expectation of results without effort, a decline always begins to set in. You can use this social media in the right way. You can use the entire phone or the whole digital system in the right way. But first, you need to know how to use it properly. What is a phone to you? It is a tool, a convenient facility that connects you to the world. It gives you access to all the live releases and all the archives of the world. All the knowledge of the world, all the wisdom of the world, you can access today with the press of a single button. But do you use your phone just a little bit here and there? Friends, but you can use it in a much more appropriate way at a much higher level to learn new things. But more than that, when you start depending on it without any real reason. Friends, there is a very beautiful saying about machines. When a machine operates only after your effort, then the machine works according to your mechanical state. If you buy a vehicle and it only moves when you hold both handles and steer it, when you tell it to turn right, when you tell it to turn left or at what speed it should go, when you tell it whether to stop if there are 1,000 people standing in front of it in a crowd or to just plow through them, you are the one directing it. Until then, it will function only as a machine and only when the machine starts working on its own. If the machine does not have this intelligence, this kind of awareness, sensitivity, or empathy, meaning if it does not have compassion or any sense of mercy towards others, if there is a person standing in front of it, then it is just a machine. I can trample over it and move on. If there is no compassion, then the machine works without any sensitivity. Even behind today's social media systems, there is a basic understanding that we should first learn how to use it to connect our children with knowledge. To connect them with technology, with big things, we need to guide them in the right direction. If we only teach them how to use it without teaching them how to use it properly, just to fulfill the pursuit of pleasure without effort, then somewhere it will become a cause of suffering. So, friends, let's take a few more questions. Today, if any of our colleagues present here would like to share something, they are welcome to do so. Deepak, there is a saying, destiny is powerful. This destiny can only be avoided in some way. If I choose to interpret the concept of destiny in another way, that which is continuously unfolding within our lives, that which is happening right now, that which is steadily moving forward according to its own pace, can I somehow stop this ongoing flow? Deepak and all our brothers and sisters who might be pondering this question at this moment, can we stop the flow of life as it moves? Can we stop the flowing current of a river? Friends, if you try to stop a flowing current in any way, it will turn into such a terrible dam that it can sometimes have the power to destroy your entire future life. If you want to divert the flow, you can do that. If you learn the right way to use what is destined to happen in your life, then life will become enjoyable for you. If you want to drink water from a flowing stream, it can quench your thirst. But if you say that you don't want to drink that water, instead you want to stop it so that it halts permanently and the flow ends completely. So, friends, whenever anyone has tried to attain this power, they have never been able to change time. Instead, they have pushed it towards a more dangerous turn, so you will never be able to stop life. Whenever anyone has tried to stop life, it has first taken the form of destruction, and from time to time, such great dangers have loomed over the world that entire species, entire creations have been wiped out. Friends, you and I are very ordinary people sent by God into this world, and we should never forget our true identity. We exist only because we are living beings, because we have the ability to feel something within us. But instead of feeling, if we try to become the master, if we stop living life, if we try to become the rulers of life itself, to become the true owners of this existence, if we stop living life, try to halt it, try to break or bend it, try to turn it around, or try to take it back. Many times people say that things used to be much better in our time, but that time was never in your hands. You say that 100 years ago things were much better, but can you really take time back 100 years? Don't try to stop time. Instead, try to figure out how to move forward in time yourself. And friends, I really try hard that instead of preaching to the world, we should first start living by the knowledge we want to share with others. Are we ourselves ready to live by that? Are we ourselves ready to dedicate our lives to that? Will we truly try to live our lives in sync with that time first? Friends, let's take 12 more questions and try to understand the impact of today. Now, let's talk. What to do when things do not go according to what we planned? I want to say this very clearly. Things will never go according to what we have planned. We do not know what is going to happen. We don't know how life will unfold. We don't know what happened yesterday, and we don't know what will happen in the very next breath. We can only calculate or estimate that much. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it's beyond our control. When you step out of your house from here, whatever happens, accepting it is your destiny. If you reach your house directly from here, you'll be happy thinking, see, I had planned this. But if you stumble 10 times on the way, you'll have to accept that too. Nobody has ever known what is going to happen in the next moment. No one knows. You simply live on imagination and possibilities, and if your guess or possibility turns out to be somewhat correct, you feel satisfied. I did the right thing. But if it doesn't turn out that way, you still have to accept it. So, friends, do not really rely on your control over your life. Be flexible. Learn how to find joy in whatever happens. If things go your way in life, be happy. If things don't go your way, still be happy. Start enjoying whatever happens in life. One, very beautiful question. Nandini writes, I want to know whatever you want, get is God direction. Is it applicable all the time? Yes, Nandini, this is applicable all the time. Call him God, if you call him nature, if we call him universe. People have addressed the divine element in creation by many different names. Some say it is consciousness, some say it is God in a manifest form, that is Bhagwan. Whether you believe in him as having form, color, and shape in a manifest form, or as formless as consciousness, as energy, or as the universe itself, whatever form you believe in, the continuous flow of every human life is determined. If you start living in the present in your life, I once read a very beautiful quote, Nandini. I want to add this quote. In your court, the past is already gone. What has happened, the time that has already passed, is no longer under your control. What has happened, you cannot change. The future is unpredictable. You don't know what will happen tomorrow. You can think about it, but you don't know. What you have is only the present. That's why it is called present. Present means a gift. The time you have today, you can truly make the most of it. If you accept this moment as it is and start being happy in it, you become satisfied with your present. Suddenly, you will start living your life in a very beautiful way. And friends, there was a very great, very wise teacher who once said that you can never live in tomorrow. Even tomorrow will come as today, it will take shape as today. And only then will you be able to live it. As long as it remains tomorrow, it will stay out of your reach. If it is the past, it is still out of your reach. And if it is the future, it is also out of your reach. Until it becomes today, you won't be able to live in the present and you don't want to live in today. You always want to live in tomorrow. Tomorrow will never come. You don't want to live today. And when tomorrow comes, it will also become today. So until you start living in the present, you won't truly live at all. Friends, all of us, everyone watching this right now, this is the digital world, this is social media, this is the modern world. It is a form of that world which many times uses this social world as a means of show off. The success of today's social media, the showiness, is the most beautiful projection of people in the world. Suppose you go to have a photo taken, and when you do, you pose with your most beautiful expression for that one photo. You gave your most beautiful pose, and that pose makes the world say, this person always looks so happy. How untrue, how false this information is. Whatever we see on social media today, it is a moment from someone's life, carefully chosen from thousands of moments, showing the most beautiful side of their life, the very image we are chasing, the one we are running after. Many times, people will show you on social media that they are living in luxurious homes, driving expensive cars, going on grand vacations, that they have every comfort and are enjoying all the pleasures the world has to offer. But out of the thousands or millions of moments in their lives, they choose just one to show you, and that is what you start desiring for your own life. So, friends, success should not be what the world shows us. Success should be what we define for ourselves. What is my success? What is your success? What is the success of a student? For children who are about to start studying, what does success mean in their lives? What is the success of a parent? What is the success in your life? For example, the person who is cooking today, their success is that people become happy after eating the food they've prepared. For a child who is studying, their success is that the time they are dedicating to their studies today makes them feel good, makes them happy that, yes, I have learned this, whether it's a social person, a family person, or a political person. Whatever work they are doing in their life today, if they are doing it well, that is their success. That is their greatest success. If success is a competition chasing after one of the most beautiful standards set by others, which is what most people do these days on social media, and the sad thing is that most people chase after this, and it becomes one of the most difficult moments when a person gets entangled in their future or past, meaning they spend their life caught up in tomorrow or yesterday. Friends, let's take 12 more questions. Surendra G asks, if children misuse mobile phones in the name of education, what should parents do in this situation? Friends, just a few days ago, I met a very remarkable woman from Jaipur who, as a parent, has started working to guide her children in the right direction. I asked her this very question. I asked her, if your children or any child becomes overly dependent on social media, phones, or watching too many things, isn't it also the children's fault? So, the beautiful answer she gave is something I want to share with you. She said that when a child is born, he doesn't come into the world holding a phone. Who gave the phone to that child? Who told the child that all these things are available on this phone? Who provided all these facilities to the child? We are the ones who made all these things accessible to the child. So, how can the child be at fault? We are the ones who provided all these conveniences to the child according to our own comfort. If today the child wants to use these conveniences more, then the child is not at fault. We never taught the child to live in any other way. Either we didn't, or the other people in society around us didn't. There is a race going on. In this race, everyone wants to be better than the other, and all of us are part of this race because this is the way we have learned to live. Friends, if you step outside India and travel the world, if you go to other countries, you will find that in many countries, the objective of using social media is something else entirely. Parents take the initiative to decide at what age children should get a phone. They set the objective of how children should progress with phones, in which direction they should move forward, how they should learn, and what knowledge they should gain. Parents decide that the interaction with social media should give the child the right direction in life and help them. Parents act as guardians as a form of guidance. If, for their own convenience, parents themselves connect children to all kinds of social media, then obviously it's not the fault of the child. Friends, let's take some more questions. And in today's, however you look at the current times, it is very important for you to improve this situation. Manu Shukla asks whether children should be given phones. Manu, as far as I think, it's no longer in your hands to take away the phone from children. If you try to take it away, children will go to someone else, imitate someone else, or do something wrong with someone else to get access to those facilities. The phone has become like an addiction for you and for all generations. The phone is a huge addiction, like a craving, just as an alcoholic craves alcohol or an addict craves their substance. In today's times, the phone has become a very intense form of addiction, and you won't be able to stop this addiction because you are trying to do it alone. However, what you can do is guide what they learn from it, and you can definitely determine that direction or diversion. In today's times, it is more important for you to ensure that your child does not use the phone solely for excitement, entertainment, or to view inappropriate things, but rather how they can move forward in the direction of learning something from it. Until you end this dependency, until you want to make your child self reliant, that child will remain a slave to the facilities you provide. Friends, I would like to add one more point here so that we can look at this topic in a very beautiful way. There's a remarkably wonderful and supportive system in various cultures across the entire globe where parents provide extensive support and dedicated assistance to their children in their studies up to a specific stage of their early adulthood. After that, parents do not consider their child to be their support in old age. They want to make the child independent. They want their children to be self reliant. That is, today I can support my child up to the age of 17 or 18. I have done so for their studies. But it is possible that tomorrow I may not be there. It is possible that after I am gone, after my life is over, after I am no longer here, how will the child know how to live life? After the age of 17 or 18, they let the child move towards self reliance, that is, towards independence. Live away from home, study through your own efforts, build your life through your own hard work, learn to move forward on your own so that if I am not there tomorrow, your life does not get ruined because of me. Here in India, we think that the child should become our support in old age. So, in trying to make the child hold our support, that support always remains in their hands. We do not let that child go out. We feel that we should hand over our support to them right from the beginning. We neither let them rely on their own hard work nor on their own efforts, nor do we allow them to move towards self reliance to build their own life. When the child always remains addicted to what we have given them, the addiction that we want to keep giving them, it's because we do not want to set them free. So one day, for those very things, he causes his parents distress. And friends, today you see these things happening. In India, all kinds of stories emerge. A child spoke badly to his parents and elders, used such words, used such language. All these things happen because he never learned to live life on his own terms. Friends, let's take 12 more questions. After that, we will take today's discussions a little further. One question is that every single thing has two aspects, good or bad. It depends on the person, what he chooses. Similarly, social media can be very good, but it also has some bad consequences. Friends, if we start looking for the negative outcomes of anything, then every single thing in the world has a negative outcome. Sleeping too much has negative consequences. Eating too much has negative consequences. Keeping too many wrong things connected to your life has negative consequences. Spending too much time with the wrong friends has negative consequences. But if you want to take something good from anything, then that thing can help you move forward in life. And I am just pointing you towards how you can move forward in every single thing. Just focus on this, not on the negative outcomes of everything, but on what you can gain from it. Keep your focus on this so that you can take steps towards moving forward in life. Friends, with one more question, we will try to wrap up today's topic with a few points. Social media is one of the most significant and influential platforms, encompassing both positive and negative impacts, as well as a primary source of awareness for people everywhere. Think, if I am right, what do you say? Please suggest. Friends, social media is a facility. You must have thought that there was a time when, to read something new, we had to go to a library where you went somewhere, borrowed a book from there. To gain the knowledge from that book, you had to read it, all these efforts, all these endeavors you had to make in order to gain some knowledge. Today, all those facilities are available to you inside a single phone, and that too, generally in a free situation. Now, in this situation, whether you make use of all those facilities available to you or not, you do make use of them. To make this choice, to connect it to this decision, to guide us towards this choice beforehand, this should be the benefit of having a great and special person in our lives. Suppose I'm a young child who, at the age of 23, is in a situation of distress at home. If at that time I use the phone for my entertainment, then for me it is just a toy. And if, as a parent, you only gave the phone to your child when they needed to learn something, when they needed to know something, when they needed to gain some knowledge from it, then for that child, it would become a tool for acquiring knowledge. How that child is connected to that device, that tool, depends on how it was introduced to them. We all have to take on this responsibility, because when social media or all the various digital entities in the world are just a source of pleasure, excitement, or happiness for us, if we are not connected to them for anything more than that, then we are going to transfer that same attitude to our children as well. Whether it's positivity, negativity, or just a general outlook, awareness and all these things depend on us, on how we begin to use a particular facility. So, friends, I just want to tell you one thing. In this very unique and special situation we find ourselves in today, please make a conscious and sincere effort in your daily life to first begin utilizing, in the most effective and right way possible, all of the incredible facilities and resources that have been generously provided to you, so that you may gain a vast amount of valuable knowledge and wisdom. If you yourself are not using the right order, if you yourself do not use the facilities available to you in the right way, then you will not be able to explain anything to anyone else. And I want you to stop worrying about what will happen to future generations or what will happen to your children. How will the people who come after you perceive things? Because you will never be able to fulfill all those responsibilities. You alone will never be able to change the world according to your way of thinking. Just think about it. Whenever you say that my neighborhood is like this, my village, my town, my city is like this, and you tell people not to litter, you tell them not to spit outside, you tell them not to throw bottles outside, the first thing that will come to your mind is, what can I do alone? I am alone, and this first thing, you really need to accept it. If I can't make anyone understand anything by myself, then I don't need to explain anything to anyone. So, what can you do? You yourself. Apply these rules to yourself. Are you personally affected by these things? Are the things that affect you the most the things that are most important to you? Do you do this? Are you able to stop yourself from throwing trash? Are you able to stop yourself from spreading filth outside? Do you keep your surroundings clean? Do you keep your house clean? So, do you also avoid throwing garbage outside your house? In the same way, how do you use social media? If you yourself are not using the digital platform, whatever facilities are available to you, if you don't have the right mindset towards them, then the right mindset will not be passed on in the future either. The first thing is, make use of whatever facilities are available. And I always say a very beautiful thing to all my followers: make it a very beautiful habit to start reading. Try to read some pages every day in your daily routine. And if that book is not available to you, then your phone will help you with that. You can read a few pages from any great person, any wise scholar, any thinker, or any prominent social reformer. You can read some of the books of many such great thinkers of the world for free through your phone. This is a very beautiful thing. And friends, nowadays there are such systems available that you can learn the essence of the entire life philosophy of any great scholar through social media. Try to follow it, try to bring those things into your life, and try to present yourself as an example, as a great ideal in front of the world. You might ask, why should we do this? For your family, so that your child, your future generations, any boy or girl growing up in your family can learn something better from you. If you want to prevent your child from learning something wrong, then you yourself should gain more knowledge about that thing. Friends, I want to share something very beautiful with you. While talking with you, I suddenly remember many things that have often been topics of discussion in front of me. Once I went to Haridwar, and there, husband and wife came with their child. They said that they wanted to tell their child not to eat eggs. The child asked, "Why shouldn't I eat eggs? Eggs have protein. My friends eat them. My classmates eat them." The parents couldn't answer, and when they couldn't, they said, "You shouldn't eat them because Guruji forbids it, because it is written in our religious texts." Friends, for a child, anything that the world presents to them in a very interesting and appealing way becomes very attractive. Don't refrain from doing something just because someone praises it a lot, or because someone considers you a guru and you don't do it, or because your guru doesn't do it. And then you scare the child by saying, "You shouldn't do this because it's written in our book, our guru doesn't do it." If the child doesn't accept this and still has doubts in their mind, when the child still had doubts in their mind, one day they told me about it and asked me, "Hayaji, where are we making a mistake?" So I told them, "You scared your child. In the name of religion, in the name of Guruji, you told them that what they are doing is very wrong, that they are not doing what our Guruji does. Although you are certain that eating eggs is probably not appropriate, you do not know the reason why." As a parent, as a mother or father, it is very important for you to also connect with knowledge. You may have 1,000 arguments as to why you should not eat eggs, why you should not eat meat, why you should not do wrong things. But due to ignorance, due to lack of knowledge, you do not know the reason for this because you do not want to study, because you do not want to acquire that knowledge yourself. I myself am not interested in reading. I have never actually researched why one should not eat eggs. I will just suppress, scare, tell, and torment my child in various ways, saying that if you don't do this, you will be punished. How long will you keep hitting them? How long will you keep punishing them? A time will come when he will grow up and you will no longer have the strength in your hands. Then he will question you. Many times, your knowledge is something you have personally nurtured and understood in your own life. It's a very simple matter that can bring change to your children's lives. Start reading. Just read 23 pages about any subject. Do you want to read about why you shouldn't eat eggs? There are literally thousands of very good arguments for why, as a thoughtful human being and as a conscious person, choosing not to eat eggs is 1,000 times better for all of us. But if you don't truly know these reasons yourself, how will you ever explain it to others? And if you find that you can't explain it clearly, you will likely just try to scare those around you. And when you try to scare people, when you threaten to hit them, or when you show your deep anger, you must always remember time is incredibly powerful. The time that is in your favor today, 10 years from now, it will be in someone else's favor. And when that time comes, your knowledge, your attitude of thinking, "I don't need to get involved," that very thing will turn against you. Friends, I just want to tell you one thing: social media or digital platforms are a blessing for you. There are so many resources available around you to learn new things through them. Use it to further refine your reasoning, your sensitive thoughts, your knowledge, and your discoveries. And keep searching, because when you become enterprising in this way, when you become this determined, when you have this drive to discover within you, when you have a thirst to know something, not just ordinary curiosity, then you, children, are going to be amazing because you have become an amazing personality. My connection, my relationship is with you. I want to make you resilient, not just your future generations. I want you not to be caught up in thoughts or worries or to feel incomplete because something is unfinished. And by accepting something as incomplete without proper research, if I spread incorrect information about something, avoid that and use knowledge correctly. Social media is an incredible boon for all of us. It is truly a very great and remarkable gift of humanity for our world today. All of you, my dear friends, and especially that specific generation of people above 40 or 35 years old, who nowadays find themselves using their mobile phones only during those quiet moments before going to bed at night, just to watch some random entertaining videos and have a good laugh, or perhaps only for the purpose of making and sharing jokes with one another. Use it for your vision, use it to seek knowledge, to sharpen your understanding. Start learning about all those subjects that you have been thinking about or believing in for so long. If you believe that I speak in this way, then use all these tools to understand things more deeply. Friends, I would be very happy if you become an entrepreneur, if you become effortful, if you become your true self, a very keen and curious person. Become someone who is eager to learn. No matter what anyone says, do not believe it until you know it for yourself, no matter what anyone says. That is why we have a spiritual saying: until I see it with my own eyes, I do not believe it. Until I see it for myself, I do not accept it. Even a guru is not truly my guru until I have searched and discovered for myself. So, this is spirituality. This is spiritual dharma. It does not say, spirituality says that all of you are very, very, very special to me, and I want to make you enterprising. Use your visit to find the truth in your life. If you become a wise person, your future generations will automatically choose your path. You won't even need to tell them anything. If you are riding high, your future generations will automatically determine the path ahead. So do not be worried about anyone else. Be worried that you are not doing the right thing right now. Friends, thank you very much. I know that whenever you all sit with me for discussions, or when we have such conversations, I often talk to you about things that have little to do with religious matters. By religious matters, I mean that I do not ask you to perform rituals or worship. I do not tell you to sit in a temple and perform arti to God. I do not tell you to chant a mantra 1,000 times. Not even once do I say that you should just keep repeating the name, keep chanting the name. Instead, I want to guide you more towards becoming a seeker. And once you understand even one of my small beliefs, whether the search is for spirituality, for knowledge, for understanding, or for the consciousness within you, if you learn to become a seeker of any of these, if I have taught you how to seek, then what else is left for me to teach you? God is, after all, the very essence of your own life. You do not need to hand this over to anyone else. You have to become someone who simply develops a passion for living life, for knowing your own God, for knowing your own consciousness. Once that passion is awakened, if curiosity arises within you, if that passion is ignited, then everything becomes possible in your life. So, friends, thank you very much. I know that maybe many of you want to listen to what I have to say, and maybe many of you do not want to listen, yet I make myself available to you every week. In this way, I hold these discussions with you. I do this only with the intention that perhaps my efforts can make you a seeker, can teach you to understand life a little more deeply. Other than this, teaching you anything else or giving you anything else is not the purpose of my existence. I just want to make you a seeker so that you can attain what is very close to you in your life. Thank you very much, friends. I hope today's live session adds some value to your life, brings some hard work, some enthusiasm, and some momentum into your life. And if you liked this live session, if you liked anything from it, even a small part, then please do share it with someone you love. If you liked something in this whole live session, almost an hour of discussion, if you liked even a small bit, do share it with others, because knowledge is not just what you gain, but also what you share with others. Whatever you have received, give it to someone else. It doesn't have to be just for you. If someone else is ready to walk this path with you in the same way you have, that is the whole key. So, friends, share this, connect people with it. May your daily efforts bring you closer to enthusiasm, to God, to more life. Thank you very much. That's all for today. I hope that in the next live session, we will connect once again with a new topic, with some new discussions. And whenever you have any questions, friends, please do share them with me. If your questions can help someone else, can create a path or some effort in someone else's life as well, that would be a wonderful thing. So, friends, thank you. That's all for today. We'll meet again soon. Last update, friends. Until now, I was in Belgium, but now gradually I will begin my return journey towards India. It will take a few days. The first event of Believe is in Chanpur, and after that, there are some events towards Pili and some towards Bareilly in the month of April. I hope that all of you will definitely come there, and I will have the good fortune to meet you again. But there will still be some live sessions, a few such sessions in between, about 23 more sessions, and in those, we will have more discussions. Until then, thank you, friends. Please bid me farewell for today, and I hope you all spend your time ahead very well. Good night, and with the hope that we will meet again soon. Thank you all very much.